निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव विद्या द्रविडं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देवदेव त्वमेव सर्वं गुरुदेव देव. Hari Om. We are doing the 9th chapter of Panchadasi, and Vidyaranya is discussing about the Jhanam meditation, but not meditation on Saguna Brahma. That means meditation not on Ishvara, but on the Nirguna Brahman, that which cannot be meditated, because one cannot do a meditation on something which is infinite, but yet it is a meditation that been prescribed by the Upanishads, and that one can do after studying Vedanta, after understanding the Brahma Asti, nature of Brahman and the nature of the world, and even after studying the Mahavakya, that Tattvamasi Aham Brahmasmi, still one is not able to do Vichara required. Vichara means inquiry is required to abide in the knowledge that I am Brahman. That process is required in order to firmly establish oneself. So what is the obstacle here? The obstacle is the impure mind. Mind has not been purified enough for abiding in the knowledge, because it is the mind that has to learn that I am not the mind, and mind has to recognize that the consciousness in me is consciousness that is all pervading. And when I say I am by the mind, it's not the mind, it is the total consciousness. But total consciousness also cannot say I am. Therefore, it is the total consciousness, but expressing itself through the mind as Chidabhasa. So it's a very peculiar situation where the mind, which by itself is inert, but is appeared to be a conscious entity, because we all say we are a conscious entity, but who says that? It's the mind again. And in the deep sleep state, we cannot say I am conscious entity. If you say that, that means you are not sleeping, you are awake still. So it is the mind that has to say, and because the wrong notions are in the mind only, not in the consciousness. Consciousness, all pervading consciousness, need not have to realize, and cannot realize, and need not have to realize. Why? Because it is Ekam Eva Advitiyam, one without a second. So there is no question of realization for pure consciousness. Excuse me. For pure all pervading consciousness, it's called Paramarthika Satyam. It says Navak Gacchati Namanaha. Neither mind can say anything, nor the conceptualize, or the speech can say it. And the Yato Vacho Nivartante Aprapya Manasa Saha. So the mind and the speech cannot even reach there, because reaching is only for finite things. Being infinite and being one without a second, there is no Jnani, there is no Ajnani from that point. So all this is only at the transactional level, and once we say transactional level, the mind, body, mind, intellect are there, and therefore their body, mind, intellect are there because one is a jiva, because of the prarabdha karma, one is born. So the understanding is, it's from the jiva's point, he has to recognize who is jiva. It's not just the body, mind, intellect, which is inert. Inert cannot say I am, but it is enlivened body, mind, intellect, as though became a conscious entity. Just as the moon as though become a luminous entity in the sky, even though luminosity does not belong to the moon. In the same way, all-pervading consciousness, which is Sakshi Chaitanyam or Kutastha Chaitanyam, its being self-conscious, self-luminous entity, and its mere presence of it, the mind, which is a subtle body, has a capacity to reflect it, and therefore it is by reflecting process, it is as though, quote unquote, behaving like a conscious entity. And it is the mind that has a wrong notions that I am this. So I am part is coming from the pure consciousness, this part is coming from the mind and body and everything else. It's called Kshetram, what Krishna calls it. This is a Kshetram, field of experience. And these two together, joining together, which Swami Chinmayananda calls it as unholy marriage, marriage between pure consciousness, which is ontologically of higher order of reality, and the mind and intellect, which is inert, joining together, just as the sunlight and the moon joining together and becoming a moonlight there. And the moon doesn't have a light of its own. So moon has become a luminous entity by reflecting sunlight. Same way, the mind has become a conscious entity by reflecting the consciousness. And it is the mind that has a notion that I am a jiva. And who has to realize? It is the mind has to realize. Who says though? That's what the scripture says. Mana eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayoho. So mind is responsible for both the bondage and the liberation. So how does the liberation has to come? The mind has to recognize by study of Vedanta through jnana process, jnana pratyaya, that means through knowledge of the Vedanta, that I am part in the mind is not coming from the mind but from the pure consciousness by the reflection process. So since I am getting involved in the transactions as I am this all my life, not only this life but all lives through, I had to shift my attention. Who is that I? Again the mind, activated mind, has to shift its attention to I am part leaving this part. Because any ego, ahankara, is I am equal to this, where this constitutes the whole biodata and so on. So these two together are all inseparable. I am and this. If I separate, there is no more mind. So as long as mind is there, these are inseparable. So I am the observer is also by the mind. But I am paying attention to I am part as an observer, shifting my attention to observe this. That is what is called viveka. If I cannot do that vichara, because it's an inquiry is required, tad vijnasasva, you have to inquire. That brahmeti, that is the Brahman. What is the Brahman? From which the whole universe came, by which it sustained, into which it goes back. Yatova imani bhutani jayante, ena jatani jivanti, yat prayamte abhisham vishanti, tad vijnasasva, tad brahmeti. So that recognition that I am Brahman has to be done by the mind only. But mind cannot claim I am Brahman, inert. So mind identifying with the I am part in the reflection process of the adhyasa has to claim by inquiry. So viveka is required. A discrimination is required because these two together is always there. I am part and this part. So neti neti, not this, scripture says, is rejection of this. It's not a physical rejection, but is cognitively one has to reject using the viveka and shift attention of I am part, leaving this part. That is what is essentially required as a vichara in all my transactions, in the waking state, in the dream state and deep sleep state. But in the dream state and the deep sleep state, I do not have that viveka. Therefore, I have to do in the waking state only. And this realization has to occur in the waking state by vichara. Since I am not doing that or cannot do it because of some obstacles, Scripture provides an alternate method in this chapter, and that's called the Nirgunopasana, meditation on Nirguna Brahma. And question is now being raised that if I can do Nirgunopasana, am I positioned to do like the blessing or shapam for people who are Sagunopasana can do? Can Nirgunopasana can do that also or not? That was the question. It says in the 108 sloka. Let's read that. Shapa nugraha samarthyam, Shapa nugraha samarthyam, Yasyasau tattva vidyadi, Yasyasau tattva vidyadi, Tatra shapadi samarthyam, Tatra shapadi samarthyam, Palam syat tapaso yataha, Palam syat tapaso yataha. Together. Shapa nugraha samarthyam, Yasyasau tattva vidyadi, Tatra shapadi samarthyam, Palam syat tapaso yataha. So here, Yasya, and the one who has the capacity to by tapas. Shapa anugraha samarthyam. Shapa means by cursing, or anugraham, blessing. Samarthyam, the capability of doing either cursing or blessing. Asau tattvavidu, for the knower of for a jnani, he does not have it. Because if you think he has tatna, he doesn't have the capacity to either bless also, or also for the curse also he does not have. Because his knowledge is only knowledge that aham brahmasmi, and not a tapas. It is not a austerities that other siddhis are there who are capable of doing it. So because shapa adi samarthyam tapasa palam syat, it is the result of the tapas, and one gain those capacity to bless or curse only by tapas. So in the Puranas and all that, people are being blessed. It's because of the austerities only, not by jnanam. Jnanam does not give that kind of capacity. So now we'll read 109. Vyasaderapi samarthyam drusyate tapaso balat. Vyasaderapi samarthyam drusyate tapaso balat. Shapadikaranad anyat, Shapadikaranad anyat, tapojnanasya karanam. So if you in the Puranas and all that, we hear that Vyasa Adi, the great rishis of Vyasa, etc., they had the samarthyam, they had the capacity to bless or to curse also. They had that capacity. Like we hear the many sages cursing and so on and so forth, giving shapams and all that. Durvasa was famous for that, and that the Duryodhana sent Durvasa to Pandavas when they are in the forest, so that they particularly reach a time when they already finished, and they know that Durvasa will get angry and they will curse them. That's what their intention was. And you know that is a Mahabharata story. So that capacity to curse is only by tapaso balat, only by the strength of tapas only. So Vyasa, Adi, etc., they have done austerities also in addition to gaining jnana. So they have both of them. They do tapas for the austerities, and also they gain Vedanta, because Vyasa has written the Vadara and Sutram are collected Vedanta and all that. Therefore, he is a knowledgeable jnani as well as he is a tapasvi. So he has both of them, and cursing and all that is due to tapas only. So Shapadi Karanat Anyat tapaha jnanasya karanam. the other tapa that we are discussing here on Nirgunopasana, it is for the result of jnanam and not austerities. You do not get those siddhis to curse or bless, and therefore it's not due to that. So you have, one can get both of them or one can get only one of them. So that choice is there. That's what being emphasized in the next verse, 110. Dvayam yasyasti tasyaiva Dvayam yasyasti tasyaiva Samarthya jnana yorjasihi Yorjanihi Samarthya jnana yorjanihi Ekaikantu tatah kurvan Ekaikantu tatah kurvan Ekaikam labhate palam Ekaikam labhate palam. Together, Dvayam yasyasti tasyaiva Samarthyam jnana yorjanihi Ekaikantu tatah kurvan Ekaikam labhate palam. So essentially, Dvayam yasya. So yasya Dvayam asti, if in case he has gained both, tasya eva samartham jnanayoho. So if he has the capacity to curse as well as the gain knowledge of it, that means he has done both the upasanas. One is sagunopasana, another is nirgunopasana or vichara in order to gain the knowledge. So one can do both and you get both. So essentially dvayam yasya asti. Tataha, hence, to indeed, ekaikam kurvan ekaikam phalam labhate. But if you do only one thing, ekaikam, one alone if you do kurvan ekaikam, so if you do only austerities of tapas for on the saguna Brahman, then you get only those particular powers and therefore you can only get that, not the jnanam. Whereas if you do on the Nirguna Brahma Upasana, that we have been discussing about, you will get ultimately you will get a jnanam. So it will lead to ultimately to jnanam. No tapa, it's not the austerities type of it. So any one if you follow, you get the corresponding result. If you follow both of them, you get both results. That's all essentially the essence of it. 111. Samartyahino ninjasche Samartyahino ninjasche Adibirvidhi varjitaha Adibirvidhi varjitaha Ninjanto yatayopi Ninjanto yatayopi Anyai anisham bhogalam pataihi Anyai anisham bhogalam pataihi. Together, Samartyahino ninjasche Atibirvidhi varjitaha Ninjato yatayopi Anyehi anisham bhogalam pataihi. So Samartyahinaha, those who do not have the capacity to bless or curse, Vidhi varjitaha, devoid of the not doing the scriptural style of vidhi, and that means they are jnanis, but they do not have the capacity to bless or curse, and therefore, and they are at the same time not necessarily following what the scriptural has as do's and don'ts. So this is essentially the vidhi varjitaha, who has given up the scriptural injunctions, live life of scriptural injunctions. Yatibihi, by sannyasis. Ninjaha is ensured. See, if you ask that, Yatayapi. So if you say that the other austerity sannyasis who have religiously following all the vidhis, and their austerity involves disciplinary things according to the Vedic rituals they are performing, and they may curse, they may look down at these people who do not have that capacity. So they may look down at the sages who have jnanam only by gaining the Vedanta Vichara or Nirguno Brahma Upasana. They have gained only jnanam, and they may be looked down on this, and also they may censure them because they are not following the Vidhi Vakyam. They are not following the Shastras, the do's and don'ts they are not following. So they may be looked down and even be abused by the the ritualistic people. But if that is iti chet, in case you say that, so let that be, because says they are also being criticized by the pamaras, by other people. So it says because they are bogalampatai. So they are, why are they trying to do all these austerities? So that they get powers, and with the powers then acquire again the objective sense objects only, whether here or hereafter, in this life or in the other life. So they are only looking for bhoga, that means only for sense enjoyments, and therefore the pamara also will be a look at all these things only for they want to enjoy, and just like us also. So they will also be nindati. So anisham means constantly they are only looking for, always ninjate, they are censured by other people. Dattapa austerity. So if you think a wise man is censured by the other ritualists, because wise man may not be following, he may follow, he may not be following the do's and don'ts that are prescribed in the Vedas, because for a jnani no do's and don'ts are really applicable. He may do it for loka kalyanam. That's what, because yajjadataraj sreshtaha tattadeva itar janaha. Krishna says, therefore, a jnani should follow the normal routine, what he has been doing for sadhana, because for sadhana he was doing all that. So continue that process, because if he doesn't do it, other people will not. Therefore, Krishna himself, he doesn't have to go on to learn under a teacher, because he is the very source of knowledge. He is sarvajnaha. At the same time, if he doesn't do, other people may not do. So he went to Gurukula and he studied under a teacher, and also he paid Guru Dakshana to that teacher also. We have studied that all in the Bhagavatam as well as in the Mahabharatam. So therefore, he does it to set an example for others, but at the same time, the ritualists may not criticize the jnanis, whereas jnani, because they are not following it. But this ritual is also being criticized by other people. It says you are wasting a lot of ghee, and when the people are starving, and so on and so forth. So all the ritualists are also being criticized by the pamaras, by the common people. Do 112. Bhiksha vastradi raksheyuhu, Bhiksha vastradi raksheyuhu, yajyete bhoga tushtaye, yajyete bhoga tushtaye, aho yatitvame tesham, aho yatitvame tesham, vairagya bhara mantharam, vairagya bhara mantharam. So Bhiksha, together Bhiksha vastradi raksheyuhu, yajyete bhoga tushtaye, aho yatitvame tesham, vairagya bhara mantharam. So now Vidyaranya, as though is making a fun of those ritualists who are spending their time for acquiring powers and so on, ignoring what is the essence of life. What need to be done is this is the ultimate one, and the knowledge is what is reality. Everything else is within the ajnanam only. All are within the vyavaharika style. Anything that is separate from you is essentially a delusion, and you are involved in the delusion itself, and therefore what vairagyam? We have to give up all the wrong notions only for gaining amrutam, for the gaining immortality. So here Bhiksha Vastra, Bhiksha, the food, and Vastra, clothes, or the shelter, etc. You have big people with a lot of ashramam, big ashramams and all that, and we have big followers and thousands and followers. So you are all glorified on that basis. You are only catering for this only. So Bhiksha Vastra the Raksheyuhu. So all accumulated and stored for future enjoyment. If that's what you are collecting all that, then aho, etesham, their vairagya paramantaram yatatvam. So what kind of vairagyam it is? Instead of giving up, they are acquiring, aggrandizing for future sake, bhiksha, vastra, etc., and so on and so forth. So the boasting yourself, how many followers you have, and so on and so forth. You are a greater sannyasi if you have a bigger following. All these essentially misconceptions of the truth. From the truth point, you are all alone. Ekameva advitiyam. So this doesn't matter whether somebody follows or not. What is it? You have to abide in the knowledge. Just like Ramana Maharshi, you are sitting there with water, with a langota. Doesn't even proper dress also, just enough so that the others don't complain. So therefore, and he was going around with that. He doesn't give. People are ready to give everything, but he doesn't. He says, I don't need it. So therefore, other people build an ashram and all that for their sake, and he followed, obliged them. Instead of sitting in the caves, he came and sat on the bed. But otherwise, he didn't care. Why? Because these are all relative and unimportant, and that's what he has recognized. But for Pamaras, those people who want to gain the knowledge out of it, they were approaching. So for their sake only, he wrote whatever he can. So that is the real sages. Number 113. Varnasrapaparan mudha. Varnasrapaparan mudha. Nindantu ichuchate yadi. Nindantu ichuchate yadi. Dehatmamatayo buddhim. Dehatmamatayo buddhim. Nindantvasrama maninaha. Nindantu ashrama maninaha. Together. Varnasramaparan mudha. Nindantu ichuchate yadi. Dehatmamatayo buddhim. Nindantvashrama maninaha. So mudaha, he calls him mudaha. So varna ashrama paran. So varna ashrama. Varna here is the caste, and ashrama, sannyasa, brahmacharya, grihastha, ashrama. This is paran. This is who are engaged in that. Nindantu, let them criticize them. They criticize or they censure. Yadi uchyate, if that is your statement, says the ignorant people curse all these people who are doing the jnana nishta, and if they say, let them do it. Because dehatma matayaha, those consider themselves to be dehatma, means I am the body, mind, intellect. Buddham, to that men of knowledge. Nindantu, may censure ashrama and maninaha, the followers, etc. So they may criticize because they are associated or identifying themselves with the body, mind, intellect, and therefore criticize others. Let them criticize, because there is no point in arguing with them. Just leave them, because they keep saying it's not the way to do, it's this way to do, blah blah blah, all that. So there is no point in exciting. If you can follow what it is, and just leave it otherwise, because that is their nature, and therefore they are associated with the body, mind, intellect, and they want to look for in terms of the what you have gained, in terms of the property, in terms of even the followers also. And that is what essentially consumed by the identification with the body, mind, intellect. Therefore they are mudas. Varna, ashrama, so the caste, different castes that were, I am a Brahmin, I am a Kshatriya, I am Sudra, and so on and so forth. Some people are now claiming I am a Dalit also. Right? That's a pride, because you get all the benefits, and they want to make sure that they continue their benefits also. And if you are that, then that's all. If people discriminate you because you are claiming yourself, I want to be discriminated, but I want to get benefits. And that's what is essentially involved in that. So now we'll go to 1114. Tadittam tattva vijnane, tadittam tattva vijnane, sadhanano mardhanat, jnanina charitam sakyam, jnanina charitum sakyam, सम्यग्राज्यादिलौकिकं together taditam tattva vigyane sadhananupamardhanat jnanina charitum sakyam samyak rajyadi laukikam. So tat ittam, therefore in this way, tattva vijnani, having known the self. So once you have realized that I am a jnani, sadhana anupamardhanat, does not destroy the constant skills about whatever knowledge you have. Knowledge does not destroy the activities. So jnanina, even though by having a knowledge, rajyadi laukikam samyaku acharitum sakyam, one can be jnani and one can one can be a king, or one can be any activity that he is doing, he can continue. In fact, he will do perfectly, and acharitum, he can do with the knowledge also. So yogaratova, bhogaratova, sangaratova, sangavihinaha, yadyat brahmani ramati chittam nandati nandacheva. So that's what we will continue this after we come back with the 114. We will come with 115. We'll stop here. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.